I'll go. Welcome back, guys. It is me, Reload, joined with me with a super sexy commentator, Ithaca, and today we are going to be commentating Out of Luck versus Vidra Reloaded, going with the Megathron Myrmidon versus Scorpion. So, Ithaca, what do you think of this matchup?
I think it's going to be an interesting one. I really think that we're going to have to see how ECM plays on this. Now, the Scorpion does have just a full rack of multi-specs, so he doesn't really care what race the other ships are. So if he gets a couple of jams off on that Executor, it's just going to be game over. On the flip side, there's a heavy drone-based comp, so once the drones are on, that's it. And the match is about to start, 5 seconds, and both teams coming in at range is intending to clearly kite each other out.
We'll be see who will kite each other out the most. But it does look like they're actually just playing a positional warfare now. The Drake and the Tower are brawling in. I mean, the Drake can't really do anything at range, so that's probably the best bet for him. But it does look like Vidra or Otters are actually kiting away right now, which is probably the best bet, to be honest.
Yeah, that Algo is taking some damage from the out of skill team. He is getting repped quite comfortably, though, by Nika in the Executor. Meanwhile, the Caracal on Sudden Otters just taking a little bit of damage, not very much at all, though, so he, again, just sitting comfortable. But now we're starting to see a huge amount of damage being applied to the Rifter of Vidra. Now he needs to sort of get out there or get reps pretty quick.
Yeah, it looks like that rapid light damage is gonna start hitting him, but he's wrapped up just fine. It does look like this, the Logi is not jammed, so he is actually just repping all the ships just fine. What they really need to do is actually get a jam off this Executor to kill the other ships, or just jam DPS ships and then just kill the Logi, but it looks like they're just spreading jams to see what they can jam. It does look like both the Executor and the Drake are both tackled now, so this Executor is slowly dropping.
Yeah, it does look, though, that the fact that Caracal is just slowly getting whittled down does suggest that perhaps the Scorpion has managed to land a couple of jams on some of the DPS ships from Vidra, as it's just cruising along. It's about 30% shield left. Now, he's almost certainly on reload now, so the damage being applied to the Vidra team is going to drop off significantly as he just reloads those rapid lights. And as we spoke about earlier, he's going to be starting to run into some serious cap pressure, especially as he's being primaried. He's going to have to do micro-warp driving around, positioning himself, and just burning through his cap, which he's got very limited amounts of.
Yeah, it does look like the Otters side they're sitting honestly quite comfortably. They're probably raging because of their being jammed all the time, but the Logi is not being jammed. I mean, this Scorpion, he should probably, if they want to kill DPS ships, this Scorpion needs to focus all of his jams on the Logi to at least try and kill maybe the Rifter or the Analgos, but it does look like the support of Out of Luck is just slowly going down. The Caracal's in structure, but he's holding on for some reason.
Yeah, maybe we saw a couple more jams land there, and the Rifter,
like
he is going very, very low armor, so it looks like the Executor has been jammed. Oh no, he's starting to get reps again now, but he has very low structure. The Caracal goes down, followed immediately by the Rifter, so now you've got the Vidra team. They've lost their heavy tackle in that Rifter. The Out of Sight team, they still have the Slasher. They can go in, they can tackle the heavy ships like the Megathron and start applying damage. And as we say that Algos, he's starting to go down. Now this match lasted quite a while. There was a bit of sort of back and forward. It wasn't really much happening, but it's all starting to happen right now. Yeah, both teams just starting to trade ships.
Yeah, it does look like they are starting to trade ships now. Probably the Scorpion probably got some key jams off, while the DPS of just having no Logi on the other team probably just broke it in the end. That Algos did get saved in half armor. It looks like the Logi did get jammed, but he actually repped in time. But he's actually down anyway. He just got volleyed.
Yeah, let's see destroyers get traded. That Talwar, he's also dropping into low structure. The damage on the Vidra team starting to drop off with the loss of the Rifter, the loss of the Algos. It's really the Myrmidon with his drones and that Rail Mega. That means with less targets to jam, that Scorpion has 5 jams to split over 3 targets. So now he's starting to get a lot more lucky on his jams, I'd bet.
Yeah, but a Scorpion and a Drake's and a Slasher's worth of damage is it's going to be pretty interesting to see what they pick, because I have a feeling the Scorpion is probably going to have to jam either DPS or logistics. So that's his that's his point now. He should probably jam DPS, because the Drake is very low armor. He's in 10% 10% shield. Sorry, he's in 10% shield, so he needs to jam DPS quickly. Otherwise, this Drake will die, and that's probably the biggest DPS ship on the out of skill side.
Yeah, no, I totally agree with that. So every time the out-of-skill guys lose a little bit of EHP from some damage coming in from the Vidra team, they're not getting that back. They don't have any logistics to rep themselves back up. So when that Drake hits armor, you've got very little health left. Now, on the other side, they have an Executor, they have some Logi, so they're able to claw some of that EHP back, assuming, of course, that they're not jammed. So I think what we're going to see is a bit of a stalemate for a while until suddenly some jams land or don't land, and then one team will start to just edge forward, the damage being applied to the out-of-skill team from unjammed DPS ships, or on the flip side, we'll start to see some EHP being clawed back by an unjammed Executor. So this match is really now going to come down to jams, basically.
Yep, and looks like those jams aren't really landing, because that Drake is getting chunked. He's in very low armor now, so it looks like that Scorpion was unfortunately out of luck, and he didn't get any jams off, and the Drake is down. So it just looks like it's a Scorpion and a Slasher versus the core of the Otters side.
Yeah, you've been working hard for that pun there, haven't you?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, I think at this point there's not really much the Scorpion could do. Now he's got those rapid heavy, so he can put out a chunk of DPS, and if he just focuses all of his jams Executor, then maybe he can burn through either the Myrmidon or the Mega. But considering he is now going into armor, in fact he is an armor tank Scorpion if I remember correctly, although he is taking a huge chunk of damage now, so I bet his jams aren't landing so well.
I think he's probably doing the best thing right now. He's trying to jam the Executor and trying to go for the Myrmidon. I mean, the Myrmidon is the closest thing, and he is shooting his rapid heavies right now. But I think it is too little, too late, unless somehow some miracle jams happen like 100% of the time. But it's just going to be a very slow and sluggish death for this Scorpion. Just occasionally jamming the Megathron on the Myrmidon. But
yeah, it's going to become quite
eventually.
painful, because the Vidra, they can tell they've pretty much got this match locked down. It's probably going to go to time, just simply because of how long it's going to take them to whittle down, one, the Scorpion under jams, and then two, nothing's going to hit that Slasher. It's a little AB Slasher with a tiny sig radius. He just has to orbit anything, and the only thing that has any chance of doing any damage to him is some light drones from that Myrmidon, which he could probably hit and kill if he wants to.
Yeah, and he also has shield rep bots on him, so I don't think any drones will kill him anytime soon, but the Scorpion is now in structure, so he will die. I think the Vidra dudes will breathe a sigh of relief and not getting triggered by how many times they've been jammed. So that Scorpion will die. Death to all ECM ships. Liking that.
Well, you know what they say.
What did they
People
say?
who dislike ECM, jam them first and kill them last. So.
Exactly. That is a chameleon handbook saying, as you jam those first and kill them last, so they just get triggered so damn hard. But looks like the Slasher is now last. He doesn't have any more maintenance bots now since that Scorpion died, so looks like he is going to be the hero of the fleet, but he is now grappled. So yeah, he's going to be dead, die soon. But it looks like it was a victory for Vidra, but they did lose an Algus and a Rifter, probably because of those jams.
Yeah, we saw occasionally that the Executor was quite happily keeping up all of his buddies, and then suddenly they just started taking huge chunks of damage. The Executor's jammed. He's being frustrated. He's spamming lock, trying to lock up his pals again. He sees them blow up, and then he feels a little bit sad. But at the end of the day, they won the game, so who cares?
And it does look like the Slasher is trying to live to win. He is actually trying to scram web the drones, trying to kill them. He actually just killed an Acolyte, so he is living to win right now, and he is actually free from the grappler. He's gonna try and live to win right now, but he is in structure.
Yeah, he's not going to last very much longer, I don't think, in that level of structure. And he is down, so the Sudden Otters, we've been calling them Vidra whole match, but the Sudden Otters team takes that one. Pretty solid win, even under those terrible jams. So, back to the studio.